it must be weird to see the very thing you were convicted of a long time ago being in the headlines again, huh?
Yeah, and this time with another rapper.
I know you're glad about that part. That's pretty. It ain't you.
Yeah.
You remember what the lyrics were that they used to send you to prison, to send you?
Yeah, so they used two different songs. It was a song I had called Shell Shock and one called Murder, Murder. So what they did was they took the chorus part for Murder, Murder, which I say, murder, murder, kill, kill, it's real on the battlefield. So they took Murder, Murder, and they took a line that I used from Shell Shock about my father, where I said something to the effect like, he gave me his name, he gave me the game, and if you F with me, he'll put a bullet in your brain. So they put them together, and they said, murder, murder, kill, kill, if you F with me, I'll put a bullet in your brain. This is the words of this young man, and then they pointed to me in court. And, yeah.
That made me scared to finish this interview, I'm gonna tell you that. But interestingly enough, because here's the thing, I think I'm an artist like you're an artist. I think that art should be protected. I think that there should be no limits on art. I shouldn't necessarily know if you mean it or not. That's the purpose of art, right? But ultimately, there are a lot of people who say a lot of things they actually did. And that's the problem. There's a difference between artistic expression and a confession. And I think that some people are so determined to prove how hard they are or where they came from that they tell it on themselves. And in the whole street code, snitches don't get stitches, they get immunity from prosecution. That's what they get.
Right. And I guess, and to add to that, I think that even if there are people that's doing what they're saying, I speak for the majority.
Right.
And for the majority, it's straight fiction. I mean, most of these guys, I mean, not the more well-known artists, but let's talk about some of these artists that don't have as big of a name. Right. In this song, he says, and I think prosecutors don't get the right to cherry pick what is fiction and what is not.
That's specifically the gig. What they do is they don't care about being right or wrong. They care about if they can win.
Right.
And I think that what we have this conflation with words and what they mean and their impact, and we just showed you an example of the kind of biases that can, like I write an essay called How to Murder Your Husband, that isn't admitted.
Right.
You write Murder, Murder, Kill, Kill, and it is.
Right.
And it is unfair, but I think the whole thing is that we have to protect art in general, whether we agree, like it or not. I don't like everything I hear, but art needs to be protected.
And then I totally agree. I totally agree, because in one song, this young man may say, well, I killed 4 people. But in this very same song, he says he owned a Bugatti, a Lear jet, a helicopter, and he's sitting here with a court-appointed attorney. So we know this is false. You know? So, I mean, in hip-hop, we use similes, we use metaphors, we use hyperboles.
Right.
You know, we exaggerate. Rakim said it. We like to exaggerate, dream and imaginate. So I just think that it's unfair when they get to cherry pick, okay, this part of the song is true and this part of the song is fiction. I just think that's wrong.
Even now, you've been through everything you've been through. The one thing I noticed about you when I walk into your room, you still got light in your eyes. So that means, and it's not just because of what you do, it's because of who you are. And art does that for you, man. So the fact that you could go through that, have an experience that could turn you sour, and you use it to create, guess what, more art, that says something.
Right. And honestly, just being here is a reflection of that hope that I kept the whole time I was there for 21 years. I made a promise to myself. I said I was never going to let this situation turn me black-hearted. I never wanted to be bitter or mad about it.
You didn't want the situation to turn you what you were convicted of.
You couldn't. Amazing. I like to win. I like to win, y'all. And you wasn't going to turn me into a miserable, bitter person, you know? So when I came out, I said, well, I got to get to work, because there's other guys who I left behind that are in similar situations. Master P's brother C Murder is in a similar situation. You know, his image was used against him. And,
C Murder? Yeah,
Right.
You know what's interesting? You have a new album now. It's called Son
of the City.
Now, did you use any of them Murder, Murder, Kill, Kill? Yeah, I didn't use none of that.
No.
I bet that ain't an album. This ain't.
No. And I think much of that has to do with just maturity.
Just growing up.
I'm a grandfather.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, ultimately, I was going to mature as a musician.
Right.
Anyway, a lot of these young men that's rapping about what they're rapping about today, they won't be talking about that in 10, 15 years. I mean, this album is a reflection of a more mature, grown man.
How many tracks you have on this album?
It's 10 tracks on it.
What's your favorite?
My favorite track is Proverbs, because it's what I would tell the world. If I had the world's attention for 4 minutes, those words are what I would say to
Well, I ain't got 4 minutes. Give me 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Yeah.
All right. May your tomorrows be filled with promise and the opposite of sorrow, amongst other things. For I know that it's a struggle just to go with the flow. When feet will take you many places, you would rather not go, but fret not your soul, and neither fear the things that you just might behold, but cannot control. For in time, you'll know the reason. Everything has a season. I swear that not until it's cooked do we start eating. I believe in the power of us, made in their image and in their likeness. The reason we write this is with hopes that will inspire others to take it higher and further than those before us, because they're waiting for us. So your thoughts make your reality, and I wish that I can share with y'all all the formalities, but if I had to sum it up in just a few words, it'll only take 7. On earth as it is in heaven.
Now, yes, sir, say what? Do the same. Look, I'm no composer, but that's a damn sure a lot better than Murder, Murder, Kill, Kill. Put a bullet in it. Mac Phipps, everybody.